Hey guys, it's Daniel. Welcome back.
At one point in 1992, Layne Staley broke his left foot after an ATV accident backstage at a show in Oklahoma City. And interestingly, Ozzy Osbourne was there to see it. That year, Alice in Chains went on tour with Ozzy as an opening act on Ozzy's No More Tours tour. They toured with Ozzy from various points between August to November of 92, so this incident had to have taken place at some point in that window. Despite his broken foot, however, Layne Staley didn't cancel their shows. Instead, he chose to perform in a wheelchair. In an interview from February of 1993, Layne Staley spoke about the accident which broke his foot. Quote, "I was riding a 3-wheel ATV bike, and a production manager on the tour saw me riding out his window and radioed to the crew members, some of the crew, to stop me. So, they were all waving their arms in front of me and I was going full speed. No brakes. And I turned and was either going to run into a truck and break my neck or try and jump off. Basically, the ATV ran over my foot. Before I broke my foot, I never moved from the center of the stage as a performer. Once I broke it, I felt I was disabled. So I think it was actually a good thing because it got me working harder and now I could actually move a foot in each direction." End quote. Now, interestingly, in 1992, Mike Inez was not yet the bassist in Alice in Chains, but he was present for Layne's ATV accident because at the time, he was Ozzy's bassist, and Alice in Chains was on tour with Ozzy. According to Mike, Ozzy Osbourne thought Layne Staley breaking his foot was hilarious. Quote, "Ozzy was watching from his dressing room window. He said it was one of the funniest things he'd seen in his life. This guy breaking his foot. It was hilarious." End quote. In a 2016 interview with Dean Del Rey on the podcast Let There Be Talk, Jerry Cantrell shared his recollection on what happened. Interesting little detail. Jerry recalls that Layne was riding a 4-wheel ATV, whereas Layne himself, as mentioned earlier, recalled that he was riding a 3-wheel ATV. Unless some sort of photographs, video, or other tangible proof is available somewhere regarding the accident, it's impossible to know for sure who's correct. But in any case, here's what Jerry had to say. Quote, "He wrecked on the 4-wheeler behind the stage. You know, what's really funny about that is he didn't miss a show at all. He played with a broken foot that night on crutches, just kind of singing into the mic. He went and had surgery the next day, put a couple of pins in his foot, pretty much the same break that Axl Rose had at the beginning of the GNR tour. You've got to roll with it and make it work. Layne did. And he had that sort of creepy, dark insect sort of vibe anyways, so we put him in a wheelchair and brought all this dressing room furniture. We put a little living room out there so we had places to go, sit on the couch, and sing. He played it up and went with it. That's another thing. When we got to do those shows with Guns N' Roses in 2016, when Axl fell out the Troubadour and broke his foot, pretty much the same break as Layne, and the guy, he dealt with it. What do? Dave Grohl comes in with a throne that he had to ride when he broke his foot, and he did it. In a weird way, I've never heard him sing better. All you can do is sit there and focus and sing, and it's not that the guy is a wild or bad singer anyways. He's one of the best and most consistent I've ever heard. But I remember talking to Duff and Slash about that. The same thing happened to us with Layne.